So, first things first, Pokey.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. Hoe gaat het?
I'm all right,
Yeah,
thank you.
good.
So, what I want to start with is you're in a new show, Sun Records, and I watched the promo of it, and it opened with a line that says, "Good music is going to find good people." Do you think that's true?
Yeah, but you know, I suppose that he's right. You know, the good music finds good people, but who's the judge? You know, I don't know. It's I'm not a real estate mogul, and I don't necessarily, or a business mogul. I'm not necessarily the one deciding who's going to be listening to my music. That's not my job. So I just keep writing and singing and performing, and I don't know who is good people out in the crowd when I'm performing. So you know, you just every show has to be your best.
Fair enough. But so, the way music found you, is that something you think about? Because you are very much into history and a kind of you have a historic mind. So,
I don't really. I mean, I see a historic mindset as being more of trying to be a balanced mindset.
okay.
I'm just much in the present, or I'm mostly in the present, trying to be as much as I am in the future and where I want to go with my life. And so, in terms of the overall mindset, I just want to. It's about knowledge.
Okay.
So, learning as much as I can, preparing for the future.
So in that sense, then, whenever you start a new album and you have a new album coming up, is it? Do you start with a blank slate every time, or is it part of kind of residual things that of what you've done?
Yeah, you try and start with a blank slate, but you'll pull a song from the past, you know, that didn't make it onto a record, or sometimes you'll re-record a song that you think could do a better job. You know, I've recorded songs that I wrote when I was like 14 or 15, or you find different things in your notebooks. I just have piles and piles of notebooks, you know. And so I never throw away anything, you know. But out of all the things that I write, only a small portion actually gets written, or gets recorded, I should say. You know, I think I went into this new record, Manic Revelations, with maybe 25 songs ready to go, but of course only 10 made it onto the album. So a lot of things get left on the cutting room floor, as I say.
So on the basis of what do you whittle it down?
Well, you try and make every album its own. It's kind of like a mixtape in a way, right? People don't, at the same time, they don't necessarily listen to a record from start to finish anymore. They're just listening to songs. So I guess you're just, but I still think of it as a togetherness. How is each song going to work with each other? Of course, quality. What do you think are the best songs?
And well, this is going to be very tough to answer, I suppose. But what for you makes a good song, or what? And especially when you look at your own work, how do you distinguish between what you've written that is good and what you've written that might not be as good?
No, it's a good question. You know, it all starts and goes on and ends with a feeling.
Right.
It's like when you're performing and when you're writing a song, you feel the power. You feel electric. You feel euphoric. I mean, it's the feeling that you get that determines the quality. Because if you feel it, you're going to be able to write it better. You're going to be able to perform it better. So I just kind of follow the feeling. I don't sit down one day and say, "Oh, I'm going to write a song about a canal in the Netherlands." It just kind of comes out.
Right.
And then you know in that way that it's natural. So if I'm just trying to stay in touch with my own feelings, then that maybe is the thing that is most true.
Then And you've said about Manic Revelations that it's a very confrontational album. So what was that in hindsight, now that it's finished, what was that feeling looking back that you had for the album, or kind of that?
Well, the last 2 years has been a pretty tumultuous time, I think, in the world in general. In the States, some things, of course, and right in my own backyard in St. Louis, you know. There are things that I've always felt, and a lot of people have always felt, specifically in places like St. Louis and other places in the States and in the world, but you can feel it boiling if you're in tune with what's going on. And sometimes it just boils over and explodes. Because it has to, because you can't just let it simmer. It's going to explode sooner or later. And so, writing from that standpoint from the effect that it's had on me and people around me, it's raining. The trees are raining seeds down on us. But also confrontational in the sense of realizing that, well, sometimes you have no choice but to fight. Other times, I'm too tired to fight, or fighting is pointless. And music gives us the opportunity to escape evil and escape all the anger in the world. And we're confronted with so much anger these days, and negativity, and social media, and conversations with your friends and family and whatnot. And so this album was just as much about escapism and trying to create songs for people to take them away and melt all that tension that they have. But also a matter of reinvention for myself. 2 years of confronting myself, and you know, trying to tear down all the boundaries that other people have put on me, or that I've put on myself in my music, and saying that I can do anything. Well, so this is, in a way, a beginning to, maybe just the beginning of a whole new era.
Because these are all quotes from bios or those kind of things, but I think one read where you said, I don't have to overcompensate anymore. So is that what you're talking about now? That you're a little bit liberated in a sense?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, man, you know. So a little of that comes with age and experience. Age and experience, man. You know, I'm 33 now. I can look back when I was 23, and you know, a lot of things went my way and a lot of things didn't. And you just move on, and I feel good. You know, I feel comfortable in my own skin.